Definitely this year, and it's actually better. So it's probably the best I've ever taught this now. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm doing it all one way, all right? So 3y, we bring all the other stuff over the other side, don't we? That's the style we're using, isn't it? Okay. Now, shh, lads, we decide to divide both sides by. Can you get the blind slightly further down? Cheers. What we're going to divide both sides is what? By what, lads? What? We're going to divide both sides by 3. Okay. So, okay, divide both sides by 3. And what we get here is by 3, by 3, by 3. 3 divided by 3? 3y divided by 3? Y. What's the second one then? Yeah. And 24 divided by 3? 8. Now stop there. What did we say this means again? What does the 8 mean at the end? Huh? It means somebody said it? Y-intercept. Where's the y-intercept then? 0, 8. You got a point already. Everybody cool with that? You've got 1 point already. Now, here's my suggestion. You pick a number you want. Now, the problem is, see the 3 on the bottom? See the 3 on the bottom, lads? That's an issue. Because any number you pick, you could end up with a fraction answer, couldn't you? So what will cancel the 3 on the bottom if I choose x to be what number? What number would be a good idea to choose x to be? Yeah, choose x to be 3. Now what happens when you choose x to be 3? You're talking about the x value being 3, and you're going to need to find out what the y value is. So what are you going to do? Minus 4 over 3 times 3, and then plus 8, isn't it? Go to your calculator. Let the calculator do all the work for you. I know, that's what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be risking it. So here we go. Then plus 8, is it? Is everybody happy with what I typed in the calculator? Let it do all the work for me. And we get an answer of 4. So what point does that mean? 3, 4. 3 across and 4 up. Out of interest, lads, is this a positive slope or a negative slope on this graph? Negative. We were expecting it to be negative though, weren't we? What is the slope of this graph? The slope of this graph is actually 4 over 3. If you look at your diagram, if you look at your diagram and you look at the formula, if you look at both of them, see the 4 over 3? What does that mean, 4 over 3? It means 4 down and 3 across. Look at your numbers. Look, 4 down, 3 across. 4 down, 3 across. You can see that it's lining up as 4 down, 3 across. Is that cool, you guys? Now, what we also agreed, if you want to go to the toilet now, sir, right? I'm going to do this question here. Minus 4x plus 3. Do you have your... Shh. I'm going to pause here. All right. Ready? Shh. Gents, the next question we're going to do. How many lines did I say you're allowed to draw on the same graph? 3. Any more than that, it just looks crazy, doesn't it? Okay. Now, shh. Once again, gents, you listening? Y is on its own. Okay? And you have minus 4x plus 3. Can anybody straight away tell me where is 1 point on the graph? Yes. 0, 3. Lads, why? We can all tell that 0, 3 is on the graph, can't we? Okay. Next thing I want you to do, sir, pick a number. Keep it small. 2. Okay. Fair enough. Replace. So you chose x to be 2, didn't you? So you're now awaiting a y value to use. So what do I do with the x here? Okay. Go up to the calculator. If you have to, it's your choice. And what you're just going to do is minus 4 times 2 plus 3. And what you get? Minus 5. 2 minus 5. Draw that. Where's 2 minus 5 located? 2 across. The second red dot, yeah? And all of a sudden, you have your second red line drawn, don't you? Would everybody be cool with that? We all good? All right. Now, all right, gents. What I'm going to do next is the following, right? I'll just do it in red, right? And once again, because it's because I'm going up in twos, it's not that much hassle anymore, is it? It's half the work. Okay. Now, gents, here's what's going to happen. And you're going to find this really not too bad at all. Okay. I'm going to do question 10. Everybody sees question 10? Shh. Lads, everybody see question 10? What did we do for all our questions last night? What letter did I choose to get on its own? Chose to get Y on its own, didn't I? Okay. I chose to get Y on its own. So I'm going to move this out to your side. What happens? Minus 6x. I recently asked you guys that, am I allowed to multiply both sides by minus? What happens if I multiply both sides by minus? Plus, all right? Now, for argument's sake, it doesn't really look like y equals mx plus c, does it? Would you agree it doesn't look like it at all? What happens if I put a plus 0 here? Does it look a bit better now? Okay, divide both sides by 5. So what happens when you divide 5y by 5? Huh? You get y, don't you? Okay. You get y. What happens when you divide 6 by 5? Just 6 over 5, isn't it? And what happens when you divide 0 by 5? 0. Now, question for you. What point do I know straight away? Which point is guaranteed? Who said 0, 0? Excellent. The y-intercept value is 0. These questions go through the middle. Okay? Now, next thing I want you to do. You need one more point to make this work, don't you? And what's the cheat we've been using all along? If it's a fraction, what do? Use the number on the bottom. Makes it really handy. So what number should I use? Huh? Use 5, right? So do y equals 6 over 5 times 5. Anybody know the answer in their head? I chose 5, and now I'm waiting on the y value. Anybody have any of this? Really? 6 over 5 times 5? Okay, use your calculator, so. 6. So what's the question? What's the point I have then? It's the point 5, 6. 5 across, 6 up. And long behold, there's your line. Is that okay with you guys? All right, in class now, will you guys try? I'll make one up in my head. 5x minus 3y equals 0. I want you to get y on its own. Okay? Gents, get y on its own. I don't want minus 3y. I actually want y. Multiply both sides by minus. What happens? 3y equals 5x. Would you agree? What did we do last time to make our life easier? Because it doesn't look like y equals mx plus c anymore. So what did we put down last time? 0. Okay. Divide both sides by 3. What happens? 3y divided by 3. 5 over 3, yeah? 0 divided by 3. 0. Using the formula y equals mx plus c, which is this formula here. What do you think? Using this formula here, what do you think the c value is? And what is its value? The point 0, 0 exists on this line. Now, you need to think of another point that will work. What's the x value you're going to pick? What x value should you pick? Why are you picking 3? The 3 is on the bottom, isn't it? And it makes your life easier. So what are we going to write in the calculator then? So we're picking the point 3. So what we're going to write in the calculator then? Y equals 5 over 3 times what, lads? 3 plus 0. What did it kick out the y value as? Kicked out the y value as 5. There's your 2 points, aren't they? Did you get 5, 3 or 3, 5? Well done. All right. Yeah. That is 3 across, 5 up. So 0, 0. 3 across, 5 up. Shh. This one here is the green line. Okay. Are we on board or is it too fast or are we okay? We're okay? Okay. Now, lads, the last section is the easiest section. Do you know why things usually get harder and more difficult? The last section is actually the easiest one of all. Okay, you'll be happy about this. Okay. Here's the next section. And you think it's the hardest thing in the world. But you're going to be laughing in a second, right? It's going to be really easy. I'll show you why. Okay. Now, I'm going to be giving you the exact same homework as the stuff we did in class today. There will be no difference. Okay. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2. So if you happen to be out of class for the last couple of minutes, there's an in-between section and there is a recording on how to do it. So the questions will be exactly the same as the middle of the recording, okay? So there should be no real difficulty in how to do it. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. I want to create a line, you listen to me, I want to create a line where x is always 4. Any suggestions? Make a line where x is always 4. See this line here? Pick any point on that line. What point is this? 4, 2. What point is this? 4, 8. What point is this? What you notice the line has in common? The x value is always 4. Okay. Now, with that in mind, what do you think the line y equals 4 would look like? The y value always has to be 4. Yes. Horizontal. Exactly. Any point on this line, what will the y value be? Any point on this line will have a y value of 4. That's 8, 4. This one's minus 3, 4. Any point will always have a y value of 4. Long story short, x lines are vertical, y lines are horizontal. So, for example, if I gave you y equals 2 and, I don't know, x equals 5, what's the answer for y equals 2, lads? Where is it? Horizontal line at 2. If I say y equals minus 2, where would be the line? Yeah. Okay. And if I say x equals 5, what do you reckon? Goes through 5 vertical. Would you agree that's the easiest section? Okay. So, with that in mind, here's what you're doing for tonight, all right? And this is on Google Classrooms already. Oh, sorry. Forgot one thing. See that on the other side, you have trick questions? I'll show you now the trick questions. Okay. So, they think they're being really smart by doing this. They think they're really smart. They'll try something like this on you. Draw this line. What's the only thing you need to do? Sling the 4 to the other side. And then it comes a plus 4. So it's just this line here then, isn't it? Okay. The next trick they're going to try on you, they're going to try something like this on you as well. They might try this. 2y minus 3 equals 0. You looking? Bring the y over to your side, what happens? 3. Yeah. Divide by 2. What is 3 over 2? Just means y is 1.5. Draw a line where it's 1.5. Halfway between 1 and 2. So oddly enough, you're going to be using a half box for once. Is that all right? So gents, for our homework tonight, okay, I'll list this on Google Classrooms in a second, all right? So we're going to go for 5, 2, 5, 8, and 11. Yes. Yeah, you take a picture. Can you take a picture right now? Okay. How long will that take you realistically in this exercise? 5 minutes max, all right? So I'd say 5 minutes. Okay? So, lads, let me continue. Okay? So, did you take a picture of me or did I got flashed, right? Now, same thing in the second exercise. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you that many. In the second exercise, we'll just do 5 and 8. Okay, because I don't want to go crazy on you either. Yeah, the classes are in Google Classroom. So the second exercise is just 5 and 8. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, there's numbers attached to them. I'll use the numbers. Okay. So 213 questions 2, 5, 8, and 11. 212 questions 5 and 8. They're the more difficult ones. And finally 211. Uh, 5 and 8. We're hoping to wrap up at the end of next week. Have to check with the other teachers, see which one they're doing, because I'm trying to stay